Mark.
Ready? 1, 2, 3.
No,
The second day I saw Maya, she greeted me and goes, "Hello, dummy." And I thought, I really like this kid. You know, with child actors, you have, it's always kind of, for me as an adult actor, you want to be protective of them, but with Maya, like, she has such good people around her.
She was just this little spunky, adorable child that she was so friendly and open to wanting to just imagine and create in the room.
Maya has not become Lilo. Maya is Lilo. She has that fire within her. When you just meet her, I mean, without any direction, they have looked far and wide for the character of Lilo. To find somebody like Maya, she's truly a gift because she is the character.
At 6, what emotional range do you have to even if you have the emotional range, whether you can tap into it or not, and you know, it takes a special person to be able to recall, especially at that age, to be able to kind of bring those feelings to the forefront.
When I hear working, it makes me so happy. Like, it makes my heart get very happy. So every time when I'm working, and then I only do work for like one film for one day, I usually get a little bit sad because I want to work some more.
I think that Maya embodies Lilo in a bunch of different ways. Like, she really learned how to channel her imagination through the tools at an actor's disposal. And, you know, there's a number of times where I was like blown away by her performance, which was not something that we had rehearsed or worked on. Like, it was something she brought to the role, totally separate from me, which you really don't see with a lot of child actors.
I'm here with Maya, who plays Lilo. Can you tell me what your name is?
Maya.
Maya, how are you doing today?
Good.
Dang. That's awesome.
It's still exciting when I see him show up. I can't go out of the house without seeing Stitch somewhere. It might be on somebody's shoes. It might be like, on their backpack or something like that. And I could not have ever predicted that Stitch would be embraced by people the way he has. People love him. And to such a degree that I've actually had to go back and think about it and reflect on, like, why in the world did he endure so completely? Why did he he penetrated the zeitgeist in a way that I never ever could have predicted or planned for.
I think people love him because he's so unapologetically himself. He really can't help himself, and I think that people love him because it's recognizable. It's in all of us to, even when we want to do the right thing, to just spill out and mess it all up.
He's making a lot of trouble in this movie, so I usually need to teach him his stuff to be good.
It's quite something to have been a part of the original film, the animated feature, 21 years ago. How is that even possible? When I heard that they were going to be doing Lilo and Stitch, I thought, I have to be a part of this, just for the legacy and the curiosity of seeing how they're going to translate such a much beloved animated feature into a live action world.
The exciting thing is the live action part. Now, the animated part will be top dollar, top notch. I know that, I can tell that already. Having said that, I think the animation and the morphing of these human characters into the animation makes for a different type of story in a weird way. And I think the audiences will like the aspect of it being brought to the human form.
I feel like we need to try to separate. We can't replicate animation into live action. We take the animation as an inspiration to see if we can go deeper with the live action. And I think that's what we're doing here. We're going deeper, we're expanding it more. I think people will, if they don't try to see a replication, they will experience something very profound and fulfilling and satisfying.
First of all, the animated film is a classic, and I was blown away when I first saw it. It didn't look like other Disney movies at the time, and it still is pretty unusual for a animated Disney movie. It's not, there's no princesses. It takes place in a contemporary setting in Hawaii. Most of the characters are just normal humans going about and striving for happiness. And so I felt like that made it a really perfect film to try to make a live action adaptation, because there's so much more opportunity in terms of digging into the emotional realities of those human characters and grounding it in a lived experience.
First off, he's coming from an A24 project, and then seeing how he was able to incorporate animated life with real life and bring it so humbly back to earth. I knew especially that we were in the right hands with Lilo and Stitch, because it's so important not to lose that, because there's a magic to it and there's a heart in it. And I think that Dean is so very open to exploring the world and life and love and family and try new things and learn so much more about Lilo and Stitch.
Well, Sydney is very sweet and kind. And then every time I see her, I usually hug her before she's about to eat. I want to give her some good luck for her food. And then when I usually work with her, she makes me very happy.
In the new live version, you're going to be finding some new characters like myself, which will be great because the people that have seen the original animated feature 15 times with their kids or when they were kids will be heartened to see somebody like me that was in the original in a different capacity, but I'm playing a totally different role. Jason Scott Lee, I don't know if I can say that, but he's got a super little Easter egg in here. You'll recognize some of the places, like the house that was built is so perfectly on point with what you imagine from the cartoon. And the surf scenes, all very, very familiar, but brought into, the practical world. So there's going to be a lot of nostalgia and remembrances of the original, but also with a nod towards where we are today.
I try to come to each character from a place of love, and I think Pleakley has finally got the opportunity to get off his planet and explore something he's been passionate about. He wished upon a star, and now he gets to live that life. Even though he's on the quote unquote bad side, he still is so grateful to be out here, experiencing his wildest dreams. The thing he's always dreamed to do was come to Earth.
What's fun for me personally is to play someone villainous or a creature that's villainous. I don't think I've really done any of that, and it's kind of fun just to act with your menacing face. And Jumba, to me in the animated thing, he was not almost, this one I think is more villainous to me, because he takes the human form. I think he's going to maybe be seen as a little bit more villainous.
Could we redeem a villain? Do they always have to be done in at the end? What if a villain who was extremely powerful changed? What if he switched sides and all that phenomenal power and belief in a goal was directed towards something good? And that's really at the base of everything. That's what Stitch is. He possesses qualities of good and bad. He's mischief. He makes mistakes. He's fallible as we are. And I think that's why people really have seen themselves in him and him in them.
Having Chris Sanders back was a dream come true. He's been so generous with not just his voice, but his time and his mind in kind of guiding us and telling us when we were off track and making himself open to advice and answering questions. But then getting into the ADR booth and just seeing that voice come out of his face was totally surreal. I know intellectually Chris Sanders does the voice of Stitch, and I know Chris Sanders, but my brain exploded when I saw it.
It's a timeless story, and it's transgenerational, right? There's something for every age group, for every person around this world that they can connect to. But in terms of having the realistic aspect of seeing Hawaii, of seeing the waves, of seeing the characters in real life, I hope everyone can feel how authentic this story is.
It's a huge moment for people to feel like no matter where they are, they can feel accepted. And I think that they'll cry, they'll laugh their heads off, they'll look at how wacky and fun this project was and see how much heart and soul and work that everybody has put into this to make such a beautiful piece of art.
I think that multiple generations of Disney fans are gonna love our movie. I really hope that we've delivered on the promise of what a live-action Lilo and Stitch film could be. I know, like, I am excited by that prospect, and I would have been if I wasn't involved in this. And I hope that I hope that people are really jumping for joy at it. I think we did it. I think we did it.
He's just so positive and focused and fun. I adore him. So that's another gift. Dean's a gift. And you can see by the work that he's done before that he really has a great heart and he understands the heart of this film.
And back. We're rolling.
Peekaboo.